Death Run is another classic game by the Hive, but it is kinda hard to grind too. Even though it has 40 levels, the XP doesn't really give out much. But in today's episode, I'll be taking a look at everything, discuss how much XP does it give out, discuss what are some ways to get max level in Death Run, and just in general, talk about the best ways and some strategies on how to max Death Run. Be sure to enjoy the video, like and subscribe if you do enjoy it, and let's get in the video. Alright, now it's the time for the video when I say how much XP do certain things give you in this game. So, killing a player with a trap gives you 2 XP, a double kill gives you 6 XP, a triple kill gives you 8, a quad kill gives you 10, a mega kill 12, an ultra kill 14, and a monster kill 16. Now, depending on the length of the map, runners earn a varying amount of XP per checkpoint. So basically for the runners, it's in their best interest to choose a map which has the most amount of checkpoints so they can get a lot of XP. So with knowing that, how much XP does it take to max out Death Run and how many levels does it have? Death Run, as of recording this episode, has 40 levels with a total XP requirement on 156,000 on the dot. And there's no XP cap. The XP increases each level by 200. Now, just like Murder Mystery, in Death Run, the best way to get XP is to be a death and killing a lot of people as possible. Now, you may have seen, death going targeting the first place people. A lot of deaths do that just because they want to sway the race and they want to make sure that it lasts as long as possible. But trust me, that's not the best way to grind. That's probably the worst way you can grind, just because you probably even get less XP than if you were a runner running through a lot of checkpoints. Again, I'm gonna stress this, just get a lot of kills. Don't target first place people or don't target last place people. Just go towards the middle and try to get a lot of kills as possible. Like, I've managed to get 50 or 60 kills sometimes in rounds, and that's pretty good because it gives you a lot of XP. But for runners, honestly, the best tip I can give you is just find a map with a lot of checkpoints. The best maps I can say have a lot of checkpoints are Sub-Zero, Viaduct. They have a lot of checkpoints. I suggest just focusing on them. And again, it takes a while to grind Death Run, just like every other game. But the main reason with Death Run being a lot longer than games like SG, for example, is because Death Run, again, you only have XP in checkpoint. Then whenever you get lucky to become a death, you have to kill a lot of players to make sure you maximize your amount of time of being a death. Now, something that you can do in Death Run as a runner is to just use shortcuts. Basically, if you've played a lot of Death Run, you might have noticed that there are some places where you can use a leap and leap towards the finish line quicker and faster. That's something I've noticed, and I recommend finding out a bunch of these shortcuts. I might even do a video on all of the different shortcuts that I know and that I use, so stay tuned for that one. But also on the map Gardens, there are a couple of passages for the deaths that they can go from trap to trap. But honestly, I believe it's just more effective to use the arrows and the compass rather than just using the passageways. But hey, it's nice to know that they exist. And the thing is, for deaths, I don't really have a map that you can vote for. All of them seem great, all of them have good and bad traps that you should go for. And I don't think there's really a reason to pick a specific map whether you're trying to be a death. So I think just sticking to the runner maps is probably your best bet, especially with maps like Sub-Zero, where you have a lot of those interesting traps that people get fooled by a lot. Now, something that you do have to note as a dev is that there are good and bad traps. Now, of course, every trap can trap a person, but not all traps can trap people at the same time or fool everyone. So let me just give you some examples of some good and bad traps. For example, a good trap would probably be the potion effect trap. That trap is so good, even though you may think it's not worth it, but if a person steps on one of those blocks, they get trapped by the potion effect instantly. I've noticed that trap particularly gains you a lot of kills and a lot of XP, so I'd suggest maybe using that trap a lot. Or even the log disappearing over water trap. That trap is also good just because a lot of players get trapped by that trap once and they immediately think that the trap is going to regenerate, so they go again and again, and it kind of racks up the kills. That's something that I've noticed sometimes happening, but it mostly depends on probably the device that they're playing it, and I'd say they're probably playing on Pocket Edition. Well, one trap I wouldn't go for is the arrows trap. even though it has arrows and it can shoot people, there aren't many arrows and it can't hit many people, or even the ladder disappearing trap. Like, yes, you can get a lot of people if a lot of people get fooled, but usually people don't get fooled, and you can't trap as many people on those traps as opposed to the other one. Now, inevitably, you are gonna get bored, sadly, from that front, and something that you can do, and I recommend you to do, is probably just follow the same exact tips from my murder mystery video, which is basically play some music, or play a podcast, or, I don't know, stream yourself, watch a video, chat with a friend in the background. Some of those tips are gonna help you out in Death Run, just because, again, Death Run isn't a PvP game, it isn't a high stakes game. It's basically a game that you can just play and relax to, and just run. You don't have to overthink it so much, and you can probably just follow the same tips for that from my murder mystery video, which you can see at the eye at the top right, so I'd recommend you clicking on that. But another thing that you can do in Death Run is try to go for a world record. Basically, there is a site for the Hive Bedrock speedruns, and there's speedruns for probably every map in Death Run, so I should just try your hand on that, run around and see if you can optimize your route. Maybe you can even get a world record, or even somewhere close to that. That's just something you can do while you're grinding Death Run. Now, I'm gonna mention two things that you shouldn't do while you're grinding Death Run. The first thing is not using your leaps in correct and great places. Basically, leaps are great. They make you quicker to the finish line, and that's great. But there are places that you can use your leaps better at. For example, the green and red parkour trap. That trap takes a while to get around, but if you use a leap, you have a way better time. A place that you probably shouldn't use a leap is a disappearing wall. Just because that wall is gonna appear doesn't mean that that's the best place to use a leap. You gotta optimize it somehow. And something else that you shouldn't do while you're a runner in Death Run is using a leap to a checkpoint. Basically, if you didn't know, if you use a leap when you pass a checkpoint, that checkpoint doesn't count, and then you have to go all the way back to that checkpoint, or in a worst case scenario, if you die beyond that, you're gonna go back not to the checkpoint that you missed, but to the checkpoint before that. So it's in your best interest to try to not use the leap when you're crossing a checkpoint. Mainly, the best place to use a leap is on open stretches. So that's probably just gonna be the end of the video. I know this video probably seems a bit short, but honestly, Death Run is a simple game and you don't have to do much into it to get max level. I just wanted to introduce some amount of strategy into it if you are grinding it. So I hope you find this video useful and helpful. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as I'm trying to get myself to 100 subscribers. And yeah, on the end screen right now you have a playlist of my Hive Bedrock videos if you haven't seen any of them, and you can also see my murder mystery video in case if you want to know how to get max level in murder mystery, or basically the quickest way to get it. And yeah, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.